he has taken the leap. And folks, it could not have come at a better time, as we are just about a month and a half away from the start of the Warriors season, which means every Warriors fan's favorite duo is back. Buddy Hield and Jimmy Butler. Batman and Robin, or maybe you call Steph Curry Batman, so it's Robin and Alfred because Jimmy's a Butler. However you want to categorize or name this absolutely cinematic on and off the court duo, you gotta love to see them getting in the lab, working on their craft in the offseason as training camp is approaching very, very soon. Love to see from Moses Moody, him also getting in the lab and working on his game, as you'd love to see every Dub Nation member would love to see Moses Moody take a leap this year and fill that new role that every Warriors fan knows he has the potential to be. What's going on, everybody? I'm Houston Bo. You're watching Warriors Digest. Man, we're super excited about the content. I've only been here for a little bit, but I'm really enjoying the process of getting news and updates to you guys. And before we move any further in today's video, about 67% of you guys that watch these videos are not subscribed. Super simple to process to help both the channel out and to remind you guys to never miss out videos. Go down below, hit the subscribe button, and then of course ring the bell to turn notifications on, like I said, to ensure you never miss out on Warriors content as we are approaching the 2025-2026 season. It's going to be here before we know it. Calendars have dropped, Christmas Day games are set, color waves for the upcoming jerseys this season are getting ready to release, and there's just nothing more exciting than Warriors basketball at this time of the year. The only thing I would say that is better is when the season actually starts here in about a month and a half. I just can't wait for it, and like I said, there's not a whole lot of things you like to see more than your players getting in the workout room and working on what they need to. Moses Moody has been a great player for the Warriors throughout his first 4 years in the league. Started at about 9 minutes his rookie year and has steadily crept up to around the 20-minute mark last season. His stats have increased year over year, and he's just gotten better. He was almost to the 10-point per game mark last season, but it's been such an uncomfortable position for Moses Moody because his role has fluctuated so much in his early career. And it's exciting to understand that Moses Moody is a guy that wants to get better. He has aspirations of being a really solid 3-and-D guy in this league. Another guy in a similar situation entering his early stages of his career but getting to that next level is Jonathan Kuminga, who we've talked about plenty. Moses Moody and Jonathan Kuminga's situation is very different because Moses Moody doesn't quite, in my eyes, have the ceiling that Jonathan Kuminga does. So Moses Moody's understanding he's not going to come out, signed the previous contract a little while ago, and he's saying, okay, I'm not going to come out and seek for a Supermax deal. He understands that he's going to be a 3-and-D guy in this league for probably a really long time if he can remain consistent, which has been something that he's struggled with. But you love to see him understanding, okay, I'm going to get in the lab, I'm going to work on the things that I need to. 3-point shooting, defending, man, has he been scrappy. He's had flashes that you saw of, man, I think Moses Moody could be an all-NBA defender at some point. He has shut down some of the league's best players. That game against the Thunder where, yes, SGA did drop 50, he had an excellent play at the end of the game there to pretty much seal that one. And you love to see the progress from Moses Moody, especially in clips like this. He looks faster. The 3-point ball looks more confident in pull-up situations. The passing right there looks really solid. And these runs never show you everything you want to see. Speed is something that you'd like to see from Moses Moody continue to get better at. The ball handling does look better. But overall, when you look at what Moses Moody has been as a player throughout his early career, and specifically last season, 10 points per game-ish. About a stock and a half a game. Field goal percentage around the 43 mark. And the 3-point ball has gotten better and better, and he shot at the highest clip last season at around the 38% mark. You'd love to see Moses Moody get to around the 40% mark from the 3 ball because that is his DNA in this league, is being a 3-and-D role player. And another thing you see at the bottom right of that statistic is around 60% of the shots that Moses Moody takes are 3-pointers. And what you saw him working on in those videos there is he's trying to improve his attacking ability and getting better at being a playmaker because he probably is going to have a little bit more on-ball scenarios throughout the season. Like we said, Moses Moody's not trying to be anything that he's not. He's going to be a 3-and-D guy, but you also need to be able to make straight line drives, especially when this upcoming season you have, outside shooters with the ability like Steph Curry, hopefully re-signing DeAnthony Melton from, last season. And then, of course, Podziemski is an improved shooter. And then Buddy Hield, after what he did in Game 7, who we'll get to in a moment, against the Rockets last year. I mean, there are so many opportunities for Moses Moody to contribute on the floor, and I'm super excited to see if he can take that next step. It certainly seems like from these videos that he is taking a leap right now, which is absolutely huge for this Warriors team. And the biggest thing that you want to see from Moses Moody is consistency. And like I said, it's been tough for him to find that because his role has fluctuated so much throughout his early career. You know, there was one stretch last season with the Warriors where he started and they would not lose a game with Moses Moody in the starting lineup. But then he's had other times where he's been kicked to the bench and it's been difficult for him to adjust, and he's struggled. This is a great example. His last 6 games to end the season, he played pretty well in the Rockets series, but his last 6 games to end the season, he shot a combined 4 of 23 from the field. And those are struggles that you cannot have from a guy that you need to be a heavy impact player at this point in the season. Couldn't shoot the 3 ball. Couldn't find the backboard at all inside the paint as well. It was just a struggle overall for Moses Moody, which ultimately led to the demise of the Warriors in that series against the Timberwolves. You know, you see though in game 3 and 4, he didn't even get to the 10-minute mark. He struggled so much. He did have that game, either game 3 or 4 in the Rockets series. It might have been game 5 as well, where he dropped around 25, about 9 of 18 on shooting, but it was a game that the Warriors lost, and they just needed more efficiency out of other guys. But Moses Moody is a guy that has so much potential, and it seems like he really is taking that leap, which you get excited about. Moses Moody has the potential to be an excellent role player in this league, and we've seen it in times when Moses Moody's been given the opportunity. When Moses Moody plays well, he is such an X factor for this Warriors team, and when he doesn't play well, quite frankly, the Warriors don't win a whole lot. And so you love to see him continue to improve his 3 ball, step into a new role hopefully this year. If the DeAnthony Melton and the Gary Payton signing and the Al Horford thing happen, then obviously his role won't be quite as what it would be. If Gary Payton falls through, if DeAnthony Melton isn't signed, Moses Moody is going to have a lot of expectation to be a really good wing for this team this year, and I think he can make it happen. Other wing players that we need to be really big this year for the Warriors, Jimmy Butler and Buddy Hield. I get so excited about this upcoming team for a couple of reasons. Number one, Jimmy Butler for a full season in a Warriors uniform is going to be monumental for this upcoming season. This franchise has a chance to do something that it's done a lot of in the past 10 years, which is win. 2016, a decade ago, basically when we get to the playoffs next year, if you go back 10 years, and when I say playoffs next year, I mean the upcoming postseason and next summer of 2026. If you go back a decade from that, 2016, a collapse in the finals, up 3-1 after the greatest regular season in NBA history from the Warriors. You'd love to see some redemption 10 years later, get Jimmy his first, get Buddy his first, get Steph and Dre their 5th, get Moses and Kuminga, if they stick around, their 2nd. So many awesome opportunities, and it starts with these guys. People don't understand the importance of chemistry in the NBA. Having a locker room presence like these two is so massive. When you see a guys walk off the floor and walk to their press conference with smiles on their faces and they're actually looking forward to talking to the media, that is absolutely huge. Buddy Hield is a guy that when he plays well and he's knocking down threes, not only does the charisma that he has on the floor just bring such a steady positivity to this team, but he makes such a big impact on the floor with the way that he plays the game. He improved on his midi a little bit last season, but from a 3-point range perspective, Buddy Hield was lights out when he was on. Consistency was a little bit of a struggle, but let's be honest, he gave the Warriors an opportunity to play in the second round because of his performance in Game 7. Obviously, some other guys stepped up and played well too, but if Buddy Hield doesn't do what he did in Game 7, that Warriors team wouldn't have even made it to the second round, and that what if of if Steph Curry stays healthy against the T-Wolves doesn't even exist. So many opportunities for this team to be incredibly disciplined because of the way that Jimmy Butler and Buddy Hield set the standard. Jimmy Butler and Draymond Green, you didn't know if that was going to work in the locker room. It certainly did when Jimmy got there. They were excellent. They were an outstanding team once Jimmy Butler got there and the team got healthy. You run into that Steph injury in the playoffs, and it's, like I said, a what-if scenario. But now you have everybody the opportunity to get healthy. You're approaching a season where so much matters this upcoming season for these guys. And now you've got these guys getting in the lab, Jimmy Butler and Buddy Hield, like I said, Robin and Alfred doing whatever they can to ensure that they are going to be the playmakers in the clutch, because Buddy Hield needs to be a clutch shooter. We need to be able to rely on him. There were moments where you kind of got worried at the end of last season because you weren't entirely sure of what Buddy Hield was going to be able to do. Moses Moody should hopefully be able to take some pressure off that this upcoming season as well. Injury bug kind of fleshed out the Warriors season a little bit throughout the campaign last year, but you love the opportunities of what this team can be if Moses Moody and Jimmy Butler and Buddy Hield can be playing at a level to their full potential. The sky's the limit for this team, and I can't wait to see it all come to fruition, which kicks off October 21st, Warriors, Lakers. Man, I haven't been excited for an NBA season specifically surrounding the Warriors in a long time. I bleed gold and blue for this team. The Bay Area is pumped up for this upcoming season. And it's weird because there's been a lot of, stagnancy throughout this offseason. The Warriors haven't made a move. The DeAnthony Melton, Al Horford, Gary Payton thing is so up in the air. Kuminga's all over the place, but what you can rely on is guys getting in the gym and working on what they need to improve themselves and ensure that they are ready for this upcoming season. Moses Moody looking to take a leap. Jimmy Butler, Buddy Hield, making sure that they're ready to go. Steph Curry, even though he's planning golf tournaments around the world right now, you still understand that he's going to be ready to go. Draymond getting in the lab. All these other guys are going to be ready for this upcoming campaign, which will hopefully culminate in a championship 10 years since the 2016 season. It would be such a great story for this Warriors organization, and it all starts very, very soon. I've been Houston Bo. You guys have been the fans. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on more videos, and I can't wait to keep the content flowing as we approach the upcoming 2025-2026 NBA Warriors season. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.